And hi, everybody. Welcome back to the El Dorado in Reno, Nevada, as the Big Sky Conference gets ready to kick off the road to Reno. The 2016 Big Sky Basketball Championships will be here in town at the Reno Event Center. We're here for Basketball Media Day. Hi, everybody. I'm John Oglesby with the Big Sky Conference. We're joined by the head coaches of the Montana Grizz and Lady Grizz, respectively. Travis DeCuire for the men, and then Robin Selvig for the Lady Grizz. First off, guys, great to see you here in Reno. Travis, we'll start with you. What are some of the benefits that you see for having a neutral venue conference tournament in a destination city like Reno?
For teams that, are looking forward to an opportunity to move on from their conference tournament, it's kind of prep. It's an opportunity for everyone to feel as if they're a part of March Madness.
Yep.
And energy and those types of things to prepare for. So our guys are excited about an opportunity to play in a neutral venue and compete.
And then, Robin, you guys have obviously hosted the tournament so many times with your success, but what are some cool things that you see about having that neutral site tourney?
Well, I just think it's going to be a new experience.
Yeah.
It's one I haven't experienced, one none of the players have, nobody in the league has. So I think new experiences are a good thing. So it'll just be an interesting thing. You're working for seeding in the top four instead of, our goal was always to win the regular season and host the tournament, and now it's going to be, let's win the regular season, hopefully, and then you get a number one seed. But I just think I think the kids will be excited about it. It's just a brand new thing.
Absolutely, it is a brand new thing. We'll start with you talking about your last season, Robin. 24-9, 14-4 in conference, 21st appearance in the NCAA tournament. You've set such a standard for success in Missoula. How do you, year after year, continue to push yourself to exceed that standard?
Well, I just think every year's a new one. Every team's different. I mean, the ladies on this year's team, that's this year's team. It's not last year's team or the year before, and so I just want us to be as good as we can be. Where that gets us, you never know. So try not to place too much expectations, on the team. It's a big burden to think you have to, if you're not successful, if you don't win, there's so many factors to it. So we try and have fun and try and be as good as we can be, and hopefully that gets us to NCAA tournament.
Absolutely. Travis, this is going to be your second year as the head coach at Montana. It's interesting because there was a roast a few weeks ago from what I know of. All the great Grizz greats were there, Larry Kristoviak, Stu Morrill, Mike Montgomery, and you were the MC of that, if I heard.
That was a lot of fun.
How did that event go down? We'll get both of your perspectives because maybe it's a little bit different, but Travis, we'll start with you.
It went well. For us, it was more an opportunity to celebrate tradition.
Yep.
And really, we celebrated both men and women's basketball with Robin being a big part of that, and there were former Lady Grizz in the building. But for me, it was an opportunity to thank some of the people that have played a role in my career as a player and as a coach, but also for an opportunity for the community to re-embrace those people that have played a big part in the tradition of Grizzly basketball.
Grizzly basketball has definitely had a good tradition. Another strong season for you guys last year. You fall short in the championship game of the conference, but what were some positive things that you took from last season as you get set for this upcoming season?
We grew. We learned a lot about each other. It was my first experience with that group. It was my first experience as a head coach. And so we had a lot of inexperienced players on the floor as well with freshmen and sophomores in the starting lineup. So we grew. We took some heartaches early in the year and struggled and kind of hit the ground running when we got to conference. And we came together as a unit. And created a new expectation for how we want to compete as a program. And anytime you have change with coaches, although some of us come from a similar blueprint, we're all different in our own regards. And so it was a learning experience for those guys to figure out what the expectations were from me.
Yep.
And we enjoyed it, and obviously had a chance to go down in history with a championship like those ahead of us.
Yeah, no doubt about that. So both of you are picked first in some preseason polls within the conference. How do you deal with those expectations? Do you talk to the players about those? Do you just kind of set them aside and say, hey, that's great, but that doesn't really matter? How do you deal with that?
Well, I don't really deal with that. It's not anything we ever talk about. doesn't really mean anything. You know, it's just something that creates interest to talk about teams. But and I hope that's right, but it has nothing to do with really anything. We lost a lot of good players last year. Three starters that were real good kids. I got new kids hoping will step up, and this team will develop its own personality, so I have no idea where we're going to end up. There's a lot of good teams in our league. It's been very competitive for a number of years. So those are media things to talk about and not something we really even deal with.
Yeah. Travis, how do you deal with that as a coach?
I would agree with everything he said. I think with more expectations, there's more opportunity for disappointment, right? But, you know, we all work hard to strengthen the program and create a field that we can compete for a championship every year. That's what we want for the University of Montana. And so we look forward to that. But at the same time, when, you know, you're not selected to win or finish in the high end of conference, it's motivation as well. So for us, we just find different ways to motivate the players each and every day to go out and perform and compete. And we'll continue to do that whether we're selected to pick the conference, to win the conference or not.
Yeah. Robin, I want to ask you, because this will be your 38th year as the head coach of the University of Montana. There's such volatility just in the coaching profession in general. What has it meant, and how do you think, why do you think you've been able to be successful for so long? I mean, because it's just an amazing record.
Well, I've been able to have success because I've had really good players.
Yeah.
I've got good coaches who've been with me for a long time, but I've had good players. I mean, there's no real tricks, and I don't out-coach anybody, and we just have a tradition built that the kids pass on to each other. They expect to play well. They expect to be good. We don't always win the league. We don't always win the games, but you know, that's the real secret. I've had a lot of good players over the years. They've been good people. We've had fun doing it. It's a game.
Yeah.
And you know, hopefully we can keep it going a little longer.
You know, you ask about that fun thing. One question we've asked of all the coaches, I think it's kind of a fun question for fans to know is, coaching's such an intense profession. It's a fun profession, but there's a lot of time that goes into it, a lot of preparation. What do you both do in that time away from basketball to decompress and enjoy yourselves a little bit? Robin, we'll start with you.
Well, I've got a group of friends that I can hang with a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you share misery with a little bit. That's what kind. I've got coaches. You mentioned they were in town. We call and talk about how bad things are, make each other feel better. But I jump on a mountain bike. I live a mile from a wilderness area in Missoula, and I got kind of a bad knee, and I've kind of fallen in love with that. So that's a good outlet. During the season, sometimes you don't work out as much as you can. You forget to take care of yourself, and but that's kind of my hobby.
Yeah. Travis, how about you?
What is time away from basketball? I didn't know that existed for
I know, it can be a foreign concept.
No, my family.
Yeah.
You know, I spend a lot of time at home, you know, with my family, my wife, my daughter. You know, but basketball has always been my outlet my entire life. And so I just think, for me, I just find other ways to use it as an outlet, whether that's watching other teams play or the NBA or whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's enjoy what you do. And if you enjoy what you do, you really don't need that much of an outlet.
No doubt about that. Final question, then we'll let you both go. Your message to your fan bases. You guys have both of your programs have one of the most dedicated fan bases out of any in the Big Sky. What's your message to your fans? And Travis, we'll start with you.
Buy your tickets, buy your flights now. You know, we know we'll be here. We know that we'll need some energy and we'll need their support. And we just hope that, you know, we can get a good draw here and get them behind us, because we need for this tournament to show well.
Well, our fan base has been a big part of our success, and I hope they feel a big part of our program, Grizzlies and Lady Grizz. And I know if they're able to, they're going to get here, and it just makes a big difference, the support. I think the conference office, the Reno's working hard to make this a great event, and it's going to be a lot greater event if we got some Grizz fans sitting behind us.
No doubt about that. Well, gentlemen, best of luck to you both this season. Hope to see some great things out of you, and we'll see you back here in March of 2016.
Thank you.
All right, that's Travis DeCuire, Robin Selvig, the head coach of the University of Montana Grizz and Lady Grizz basketball programs. We're going to take a short break. When we come back in just a moment,